Coming to you from the studios at the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66, it's the Rock and Roll Chicago Podcast.
Rock and roll Chicago, rock and roll Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock the city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best around.
Hey everybody, it's Ray the Roadie.
And this is still Hollywood Mike Matoyer. How you doing?
Still Hollywood Mike.
That's right.
Not going to change that.
I'm never gonna outlive that one. I never am.
Okay.
So.
I'm always thinking of a new name.
You know, I don't know if you can though, because it's official. It's on my motorcycle jacket.
Well, that's true. That would be
so
official.
You can't really change it. But you know, the reason why people started calling me that has nothing to do with music.
No.
From my day job, I work in like the science field.
Oh, okay.
And I went to a trade show one time, and normally when people go to those trade shows, they wear like New Balance sneakers and, you know, khaki pants and a golf shirt. And I walked in one day wearing a suit and sunglasses, and somebody said, "Hey, Hollywood's here."
Oh, there you go.
That's it.
Stuck. It's been my nickname since I was about 25 years old.
Yeah.
So going on like 3 years now.
And my motorcycle nickname was Schlep.
Schlep. You look like a schlep.
Yeah. It's because every time they'd want to go riding, and I always check the weather. And if it looked like it's going to rain, I'm like, no, I'm not going to ride in the rain. I'm not personally putting my, and they said, man, you're like Schlep Rock.
Schlep Rock.
I always got the cloud above my head, you know, with the rain and stuff. Schlep was the name.
Schlep. All right.
So I didn't want to like die on the road and then have a bunch of vultures circling overhead.
That's what's called a segue.
That's right. That's what's called a segue.
Well, there's vultures here in the studio.
There are vultures here. So there you go.
All right.
Let's say hi to the vultures. Hi, vultures.
Tell us who you are. How you doing?
Hey, hi. So I'm one of the vultures. My name is Tony Cruz.
And I'm Dan McDowell. And we also have with us here.
My name is Arreis. I am not officially a vulture. I'm an honorary vulture today, subbing in for the lead guitarist, Chad. But I do play a lot on multiple bills in the area with the Vultures. I am another proud Chicagoland musician. And I am a huge Vultures groupie and fan and know probably more about them than anybody else. So
very true.
Well, when they forget what they're talking about, we'll come to
we
you.
Brought a ringer.
That's right.
She is the rustling in the bushes outside your window.
That's right. She's picking up the scraps that they left behind.
Yeah. You can tell a lot about what you're listening to while you dance in your underwear in front of the mirror.
That's true. That's true. So how did this all come together? Who started this all?
Well, Dan and I and Chad, we all kind of met. We've known each other for a couple of years, but we didn't officially really kind of like start doing anything until like 2021. We all met through like the local open mic scene, and we just kept going to open mics. We just kept jamming out together. And the next thing you know, Dan, Chad, and myself, we just started jamming.
Okay.
Yeah.
I worked at Ballydoyle in Downers Grove and often had whiskey while I was working. And so I would just listen to all the musicians. As a bartender. No. I know. Well, and then, I'd just poach my favorite musicians that I would find in the open mic, because I think that's how you do it.
It's true. Yep. He did that.
I actually played there while he was bartending one time. And we did drink whiskey together, but he didn't poach me because he only likes good musicians.
Yeah, he's admitting it now. He said he used to work.
He used to work there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Not anymore.
Because he drank all the whiskey at Ballydoyle.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So Tony, I know you play keyboards.
Yes.
Why don't you let everybody know what you're doing? You're on the keyboards. So I guess we don't have to let anybody know what you're doing now, because I just told everybody what you do.
Yeah.
And Dan, you are the lead singer.
That's right.
And rhythm guitar player.
Yep. Occasionally the lead guitarist. So cool thing about us is the three of us all write. So we got, on Tony songs, I'll switch to the lead guitar, sometimes on Chad songs, and then I'll sing and play rhythm, and Chad will play the lead,
right?
Which is kind of a cool system. So, and it kind of allows me to do a little bit of everything, which is very fun.
Right. And I might mess this up a few times before I get it right, but it's Arreis.
it's Arreis. So
Arreis.
like Ray,
Arreis.
So you got to think about it.
Ray the Roadius.
A Ray is a schlep.
Yeah, it's a schlep.
That's what it is.
Don't call me a schlep. Excuse me. But no, it's okay. Everyone messes it up. So on my Instagram, in my bio, I have the pronunciation. And then, but I also understand why it's confusing, because E comes before I.
Right.
And so most people think it's the opposite, because that's the rule. But, I'm a punk rock queen, and I am rules are made to be broken.
And there's 2 R's in it as well, right?
There is.
See, I'm observant. I do.
Oh, yeah, indeed you are. But yes, just like Array is sunshine or Array is a schlep.
That's
Perfect.
right.
I will never forget that. And you, on occasion, can be seen singing and performing and playing with the Vultures. I know I've seen you on stage with them at Ballydoyle's. I'm pretty sure it was at Ballydoyle's when I saw it.
Absolutely. No, I actually met Dan at Ballydoyle's. He was serving me whiskey. You know, it's a common thread. But I was the pretty girl that sang real pretty at the bar, so I was getting those Jameson shots for nothing, you know?
Oh.
Yeah.
See, it's starting to come together, the story as to why Dan is no longer at Ballydoyle's as the bartender.
Yeah, and I've never been to Ballydoyle's. I've got to get there.
Okay,
but
so
he's gone now. So what good is it?
So we are. Let me tell you where we are. He's never been to Ballydoyle's. First of all,
Oh no,
he's never been to Nashville.
What?
Oh, great.
You call yourself a music fan?
And we came up with one on Monday too.
No, I was just joking about that one. Hangover Park.
Hanover Park. You've never been to Hanover Park.
I've been to Hanover Park.
Hanover Park. Okay, but yeah, he's never been to Nashville. So I think we have to take this on the road and go to Nashville and see who we can irritate.
Well,
You know, there's somebody from Chicago down there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
you've got 1, 2,
Yep.
Yeah.
trying to recruit a 3 right here.
Okay.
You know?
Excellent. I think I saw one of the earliest formations of this band because they also used to hang out as many of the musicians that we've had on this podcast at the studio. And I think I may have seen one of the first performances of you guys. And you picked up a few of the other guys that have played with you
That's right.
from roundabouts that area and a couple other jams. Why don't you tell us about some of the other people that you're playing with?
Sure.
Yeah. So we picked up Zachary Sonny Edwards. So he's a great musician. Plays guitar, solo shows all the time, but he's a great drummer. Drums are his first instrument, so he kind of been itching to play some drums. So
I didn't know he played the drums until I knew him for 6 months.
Yeah,
And then he decides to go back and play the drums.
he's great. Too.
Yeah.
Really good.
He'll catch you off guard. So, and then we got Mike Palumbo. So,
Yeah.
our resident guy, twice my age. Love him.
Yeah.
You know, if anything needs fixed, he's fixing it. He's
Right.
got chords for everything. It's great. I
Right.
love that guy. Yeah, we've been through a couple guys. Just things don't work out, but these guys are pretty consistent. So
Yeah. Of all the group of guys, I think I don't know Mike extremely well, but I've got more of a connection to him because he and I have a lot of common friends because we are closer in age, and he's actually jammed with a couple of people I've played with before.
Oh yeah,
nice. So,
he's a hockey player too, so he's just knows everywhere we go. He knows somebody that he's one of those guys.
right.
Got a guy for everything.
Yeah.
Great. Love having that guy in the crew. It's
Yeah, he's like, I got a guy. Yeah, I got a guy.
exactly. Yeah.
Yep, that's Mike.
So tell us about the philosophy. Tell us about the band.
Yeah. So I guess the philosophy of the Vultures is, I mean, again, so what Dan was saying at the beginning, Dan writes songs, I write songs, Chad writes songs. That's how we all kind of just came together. We all brought our own original songs, and then we just kind of fleshed them out. And that's where we just kind of went with it. So.
Oh yeah. Let's try to get everybody a little bit of shine. It makes for a fun show because we play a little musical chairs, which I think helps a lot. Shake it up a little bit, keep it interesting.
Some bands like to, the person that writes the song likes to bring the song, and then it kind of acts like the director or the conductor until everybody's on board with the idea. How do you guys do that? Somebody show up with a melody and some lyrics, and everybody else just kind of adds their polish to it, or how does that work for you?
Most of us had songs already written before we formed a band. So I already had my songs pretty fleshed out. I used to be in a band called the All Nighters with Henry Scherer, I think from Black Bolts.
Okay.
And they do that Spectral Silhouette. They're ridiculously good, rockabilly. But yeah, we had a band called the All Nighters for a couple of years. So I played a lot of my songs and kind of fleshed it out with them. So when I brought them to the Vultures, they were pretty formed. So we didn't really change much, which is kind of fun too. So the first song we wrote together was our first single, which is Curtains. Chad and I sat down with a case of White Claws at 1 a.m. and knocked out what would be our first single. So, but it's kind of interesting because the rest of them were kind of formed before we were even together.
Well, I'm curious, what did you do for alcohol that night?
That's right. Yeah. I drank 11 of them, and
which I think most people could do very easily.
That's right.
11 White Claws, because bam.
I know. And Chad had one and got just as drunk.
that's right.
Yeah. She's calling him out, I think.
No, I'm not. I love Chad. He's a very, very, very good man and a lovely guitar player. So anyways, but no, the cool thing about Curtains is that now I get quite the honor of being able to sing it with Dan and the Vultures and everybody, because I do some background. Sometimes we trade verses. I absolutely love that song. So whenever I get to sing that one on stage with them, it's quite an honor.
I think you guys should perform that one then.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we definitely will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Right now?
Yeah.
Like now.
Like right now.
Let's do it.
Want to sing your parts?
So close up the curtain, then turn back the clock, take your feet. Then leave this place. If you go out to the sea, because I think that we've got something after all. All the physical reminders in the song. Well, I think that we've got something after all. You know I wouldn't change or trade it for the world. So close to where I find you, that you'll lose the same things that I do. Take your feet and leave this place. And if you go I'll do the same. 'Cause I think that we've got something after all. All the physical reminders in a song. Well, I think that we've got something after all. You know I wouldn't change or trade it for the world. You've come so close to falling down. Can't you see us now? Our feet are touching ground. They should see us now. You took too long to wake me up, so in dreams I'll stay. You took too long to wake me up. Well, it's better this way. 'Cause I think that we've got something after all. All the physical reminders in a song. Well, I think that we've got something after all. You know I wouldn't change or trade it for the world.
Very nice.
Very good. Wow. Powerful, soulful, sensitive. Dare I say tender?
Sultry.
A little bit. No, I guess you can throw sultry in there. That was really good.
That was good.
Thank you.
So where'd that one come from?
That's our the infamous White Claw Night song. You write songs as well.
Yep.
Sometimes, like, you write a song out of stream of consciousness, and then you kind of afterwards are like, oh, that's what I was talking about. So it turns out it's about a relationship, and I didn't even realize it at the time, but it's very much about that.
Yeah.
It's just like a move to different places situation, and that's kind of how it split. So it's like, your feelings are your feelings, but just move on. So that's kind of what that actually ended up coming from, which is interesting. I think I realized it about 6 months later.
Yeah. Kind of too late. Maybe we got some after all. Damn.
I think it worked out for the better, but it's just, so that's kind of where that came from. And Chad's noodling on the guitar, and I'm messing with some chords, and kind of just spit out the whole song, really. Yeah. And when we went to record it, I wrote the bridge. When we walked in, I was like, this would be cool if there was a bridge. Right. So I just immediately wrote a bridge that she remembers the words better than me on. And
and that is why they keep me around.
That's right.
I'm the old steel trap memory bank.
That's exactly right.
Well, that's good. Good.
And then we just kind of messed with it a little bit in the studio, and that ended up being the first single. So pretty proud of it. Yeah,
excellent. No, I like that. That's great. So the guys that aren't here, what are they doing right now? Where are they?
Chad is our other singer-songwriter in the band. He lives in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said, I'm not driving out there. You guys can do this one.
Something like that.
Yeah. I know that Mike guy. He's an asshole. I'm not going to sit in the studio with him for 45 minutes and talk to him.
He's like, forget it. He's like, I'm good.
Yeah, he's met you before. Yeah. Mikey Palumbo, I don't know what he's doing. You never know what Mike's doing. So, yeah.
And then Zach Sonny Edwards, our drummer, he's actually doing a showcase tonight.
Is he really?
Yeah. He does. I think it's once a month, the Vulnerable Showcase. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where is that?
At Black Dog Vinyl Cafe.
It is. Okay. Yeah. That place is starting to get more and more popular. I walked in the door for the first time like 3 years ago and booked a couple of dates with them and ended up having to go out of town twice on them. And I'm just like embarrassed. I don't want to go back in there anymore and blow them off for the third, for the third time.
I would be embarrassed too. I could see. Yeah.
They're so nice. They have you back.
They are. They're such nice people. They really are.
Cool place,
and I have been in there because I know a few of the people that kind of run the jam over there in the whole bit. And I've been in there, and some of my friends have played there.
Oh yeah, it's a good spot.
It's starting to pick up steam.
That's good.
I'm glad to see that because the first time I went in there, it was like me, and I got to just kind of hang out and drink beer with those guys and go through their records. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a dangerous place for me.
Right.
Yeah, beer and records. Yeah, it's
So do you write anything, Tony? Because you play the piano and you do some solo shows and stuff like that. You got any thing in your repertoire?
Yeah. So when we joined the band, Dan, primarily had a ton of songs again because he was in a band before. Chad, who's not here, was in a band originally called White Hen, and they would perform all in the city too as well. Myself, I just started writing original songs just like a couple years ago, and I'm actually very lucky that one of those songs became our single. Yeah. Our latest single, actually. Yeah. It's called And the Light Turns On.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Is it pretty much a piano driven song since it's kind of your instrument?
It is. Yeah. It starts off on the piano. It's got like the little piano, like intro melody. And it's actually really cool because like that stayed with the song for such a long time. And then at one point as we were recording it, I'm like, Dan, you should do that melody on the guitar, like the riff. And we did. It stuck. And now, it's part of the song now. So.
Wow. That's good. That's good. I mean, the first time I met you and you came in, I think it was at the studio, and I can't remember if you brought a piano along with you or whatever it is. You did. We're working on getting one there, by the way, but because we're getting more and more piano players to show up. But young folks, and I say young folks such as yourself because I think I'm old enough. He for sure is old enough to be all your fathers. And
oh, thanks.
Yeah, and
thank you very much.
And I'm old enough. I think I'm old enough to be your fathers as well.
I'll just go back to my nap now.
Yeah, get off my lawn. No, but it's refreshing because a bunch of young people nowadays, they want to pick up the guitar, they want to sing, or whatever. But there's a few instruments that tend to kind of be dying breeds when it comes to wanting to learn them. One is the piano, and you don't see a lot of young cats playing trumpet, playing saxophone, or doing that kind of thing anymore. So it's good to see that kind of stuff happening.
I also play the trumpet if you're looking.
Oh, do you really? Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
And
Yeah, Arreis.
I'm a pianist. That's where I started,
yes,
actually.
I do know that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's news to me, and that's heartbreaking. I think the piano is like the best way for kids to kind of learn and have, treble clef, bass clef, like a good range of sound, and it develops a great ear. It helps music theory come so easily. So that's very sad. But no, I'm a pianist as well. So I highly encourage piano lessons, and I see like in the Illinois Rock and Roll museum here that all you have the studios with all the stuff that you're going to do lessons in. So hit me up if you need some piano lesson.
Well, I think you met the president and CEO of the museum a little bit earlier. They have a chance to meet Ron.
Yes,
We did.
Yeah, that's the guy to talk to.
That's awesome.
Because I know they're going to be doing that. They're going to be doing that eventually.
No, that's awesome. But I think Tony can really relate to this as, a songwriter who's a piano. I think that being a pianist and a songwriter, it lends itself to a lot of different melodies and a lot of different arrangements of what you can do with a song, And so I think having that obviously in the Vultures is a huge asset that they have, to have both a keys player and two really competent guitarists as well, because then now they're this full idea. They're this full project that can go so many different directions in the alt rock world, So I think it's fantastic.
Right. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, a guitar is a lot more mobile. It's getting it's getting better with keyboards nowadays. But still, I mean, that's a pretty large piece of equipment to be hauling around with you and doing all
Yes,
that
it is.
stuff.
It is.
Oh, yeah, we know all about that.
I'm kind of a snob though. I carry that 88 key weighted key Yamaha with
that's
me
what I mean.
in the back of my car at all times, because you just never know when you're going to have to play,
Yeah.
So, but that thing, when I first moved to Nashville, I had a Mini Cooper. And so the edge of the piano actually had to go between the driver and the passenger seat because it wasn't long enough to fit in there. And I would just have it in my car with me. It would slam my arm. I'd be trying to like shift or something, but hey, it was worth it. You always have to be ready for that, open mic, that opening show and stuff like that. And Tony's pretty good at that as well. He's always got that on him.
Speaking of shows, that's actually what makes it really cool when we have a show with Arreis, because she's a piano player. I'm a piano player. So we're like, hey, there's a guaranteed piano at this show. So,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
so we share it. Yep.
Truth be told, the only formal music lessons I ever took were organ lessons.
Oh,
And not piano lessons, organ lessons.
You made it harder on yourself.
Yeah.
You got the feet involved.
Well, yeah, that was exactly it. And it was all because I saw I'm not kidding you. His name was Ricky Ricardo.
Ricky Ricardo.
His name was Ricky Ricardo. He was in third grade and we're at a school assembly. I went to Little Catholic school and here's my friend Ricky Ricardo up in front of the entire school playing this organ, right? And I'll never forget, he played the Marines hymn. He played the Marines hymn, right? And I went home that night and I said, "Mom, Dad, Ricky can do it. I want to do it. I want an organ." I swear, a week later, there was an organ in our living room. And it was one of those 1970, 374 Wurlitzers that Ray Charles would occasionally spin around and play, double keyboard and the whole bit and the pedals and everything in there. I do. I still have it in in my basement. And the electronics need cleaning in the whole bit. And I keep telling, I offer it to a lot of people, so I'll offer it to you. If you ever, it's not heavy. I mean, I can pick it up off the ground. It's just, you can't carry it upstairs by yourself or anything.
Sure.
If anybody ever wants to come and pick that thing up and gig with it, because it's got a direct out and everything on it and everything, you just go up there and just have this real organ. I mean, there's no sound like it. there really isn't. To have a real Wurlitzer with a warbling speaker and the whole bit. I mean, you can't duplicate that sound.
That's serious.
And I'm not good enough to play it anymore live, so I don't do it live. But so what else do you have planned for us? What else do you have prepared?
Oh, man.
We got a couple of cool things this summer coming up. We just played at Reggie's this week. That's always a good time. They did a cool, couple bands come in and you flip a coin to see who plays first.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really interesting show.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Jack Fedor and something opened up for us, and then flipped a coin and won first. That was pretty cool. I don't mind the 8:30 slot.
Right.
And we've got, specifically, we've got the Homegrown Festival. I think you're familiar with that.
Are they doing that in Lyle again this year?
They're doing that at Base Camp.
So
actually, this Friday there's a Battle of the Bands. I know this won't be out quite then, but this Friday we're the judges for a Battle of the Bands, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's neat.
So actually, her and I came up for that from Nashville. So
no kidding.
Yeah. So,
that's great.
On Friday, same place, Base Camp in Lyle. There'll be 4 bands, and then we're the judges, which is pretty cool.
So the two of you have recently been spending time in Nashville. Then.
That's correct. Yeah, we both lived there. So I just moved.
I didn't know that. When did you move there?
Maybe 2 months ago.
When they fired him from Ballydog.
That's right. Exactly.
Nobody within 50 miles would hire him around here. So
You're kidding me? That's when I pounced. That's when I recruited him. I was like, hey, you need somewhere to go.
So do you travel back and forth to do the Vultures thing?
Yeah.
Or what? How's
So
that's working?
the boys all still live up here. And then like a lot of times, like we were saying, her and I are on the same bill, the Vultures and Arreis.
Okay.
So we'll plan it out when a weekend every month, or this month it was a week,
Right.
come out and play and see everybody. And it's kind of great. You know?
Yeah.
It's like a built-in vacation.
Been going really well.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I got scared for a second when I was like, okay, he's moving. I'm like,
Right.
lead singer, gone.
You driving back and forth? You flying?
Yeah,
right?
just driving.
You're driving back and forth? Okay.
I got a pretty sick Ford Transit Connect.
Yeah.
You do.
So
You can
it's
actually fit the Mini Cooper in the back of that.
Yeah.
I actually made so many jokes about that at first when I first got it because I was devastated. I was like, I drive a 2-seat like Mini Cooper. How am I supposed to drive this 8-passenger van? It's quite a switch. And they were like, oh, just take it with you. And I was like, oh, it's a genius idea. Actually, I'm totally down. But no, it's been really good being able to have more and more musicians that have come to Nashville. I kind of went in the friend group, at least. I was sort of the first one to move to Nashville. There were some people like Kenny Haas who went before me and stuff like that. But in the friend group, I was kind of the first one to go down. And then my guitarist and bassist from here eventually moved very shortly after. And now we've got Dan. And so I think it's now become this really cool pipeline where you get the people at home, the people that you really care about, and you want to take everyone with you, and it's,
Right.
there's a lot of hope. And so coming back here, then it's awesome as, young bands where our careers are very fragile and we need to build that platform. So having these multiple locations to be able to gig in and to create these pipelines between is absolutely crucial to building the platform, the fan base, stuff like that. So trying to get the Vultures down in June for some shows too. And it seems to be working out. They played a couple of my single release parties over the summer in Nashville. And it's then such an honor to come back and be part of this community too. The community that kind of founded us.
Right. Now, have you been playing mostly in like that downtown area around Broadway in Nashville, or are you like on the outskirts of town in the whole bit? Because there's some great clubs out there.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely.
I mean, that's in my opinion, Broadway's like the touristy spot, right? But
you're completely correct.
It's the fringes of the city where people, that's the places to go.
Nashville is not just country. Nashville is everything.
Right.
It is a mecca of the music industry.
Right.
So Broadway is, for bachelorette parties that want to listen to Tennessee Whiskey 92 times and cry and get really wasted, that's, and that's great. And
Excuse me.
right.
I can't listen to that song one more time. I can't do it.
Oh, believe you me, Mike Hollywood, me too. But anyways, but no, I think like the part, one of the clubs that I really have kind of come up in now was Alley Taps. It's in Printers Alley, just a block north of Broadway, kind of runs perpendicular to Broadway. And it's one of the few bars that does really encourage original music, and they love it. They're totally cool with it. And you put on your show there, and you still kind of get that touristy feel because it's so close to Broadway. People walk up there, probably because they're lost, but whatever, I'll take it.
Right.
And then they kind of stumble upon an original musician like myself or like the Vultures. They played, on my set there as well. And it was a really awesome place. And then you go a little bit south into Franklin and you get the best bar in the world, which is Kimbrough's. Everyone's jamming in the back room there.
Love Kimbrough's.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're going to hopefully play there with JJ Smith in June with the Vultures.
Okay.
So no, there's a lot of really, really great places. I play a lot at the basement venues, a lot in the East Nashville, the young hipster section of town,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the Benchmark I can't remember if that's on Broadway or if it's over there in Printers Row.
Benchmark.
It's called the Benchmark. Yeah, it's called the Benchmark.
I am not familiar with a bar called the Benchmark, but then again, all those bars are constantly changing over all the celebrity, country musicians are buying them and flipping them and all that stuff.
Right.
But it could be in Printers Alley. There's a lot, and there's also a lot of rooftop things too.
Right.
So it could be something like that. But Benchmark, I think, is a whiskey.
It is, but it's also the name of a bar.
That's why
it's also the name of a bar.
It makes sense
because I was there pre-COVID, and I just walked in there because it said, "Oh, Benchmark, they got to have bourbon there." And if you want to find me, just look for a bourbon bar.
Same.
And so I decided to just go into Benchmark, and there was a guitar sitting on a stand, and I said, "Anybody playing tonight?" And the bartender goes, "Go ahead if you want to."
That's how it is.
Sure.
Literally. No, that's it.
That's cool.
That's how it is. When I first got to Nashville, I would, no shame, just even walk up to the Broadway stages and be like, hey, you want me to play for 5 minutes? I promise I'm not terrible. You want to take a lap with the tip bucket? Want to like rest your voice from this 4-hour set? They're like, all right, sure. Why not?
Whatever. Yeah.
And then I didn't suck. And then I made friends. That's it.
Well, it's located on 2nd Avenue North.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it is permanently closed.
Oh,
That makes
see,
sense. Wow.
that's because I played there.
Yes. It says right here. I just Googled it, and it says when Mike Matoyer played here, the next day they permanently closed.
Yep. They're like, nope, we gone.
Yeah,
We're done. We're out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Broadway Mike.
Benchmark Mike.
Right.
No, but
So-
sorry, go ahead.
No.
No, I was gonna say like speaking of some places, we got some cool shows coming up at the end of May, and Arreis is a part of them too. So on Friday, May 26th, us, the Vultures, Arreis, and the King's Rising, we're playing at the Fox River's Edge Theater in Yorkville. So we're gonna be there, and then the next night, the 27th of May, we'll be there again with Arreis and Isabella Snow at Golden Dagger in Chicago.
Okay. Excellent. And what are the dates?
Friday, May 26th, and Saturday, May 27th.
Okay. I was making sure that's far enough out so that when this airs, it's a promo for yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the whole month of June, you're going to be in Nashville?
Not the whole month, no, but I think like a good weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or almost a week. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Send me some links to some of those shows because I got a lot of friends in
Yeah, and you
Nashville. I'll
gotta-
tell them to go check you guys out and see it for sure.
Awesome.
You had a big show in June too.
Oh, yes. So, no, I'm throwing at the basement, I'm throwing a kickoff to Pride with some other musicians in the area too. And so we're going to get crazy because that's whole, okay. So my whole brand, I'm a pop princess diva. Okay.
Yes.
Like queen shit, work. Sorry.
Yep.
No, bleep that out.
This is a podcast.
Okay. All right.
We can all say shit.
Yeah.
We can all say shit.
I know.
No shit,
She's
we
like,
can't.
Well, because I was just on a podcast last week in Nashville, and he was specifically, I could tell, not swearing, and I was like, I didn't even know how to contain myself, But no, so I do wild stuff. I love to do this like dramatic costume change, lots of glitter. You got to put on a show.
I've seen it. I know it is electrifying. That's the best. When I first saw one of your clips, that's exactly what I thought. You were wearing some kind of outfit that looked like you were on fire.
Oh, yes, from one of the Battle of the Bands last year when I had like the red fringe and everything like that.
Yeah, it was like a Hunger Games thing or something.
Oh my gosh, I'm such a fan. We just watched the Hunger Games not that long ago. Oh God, it's so good. Anyways, but no, so it's awesome also because I am a huge advocate of the LGBT community. So being in and getting to be their ally and having like a lot of the, drag queens and local, queer performers and stuff like that is such an honor to kick off that whole weekend and at a great venue. Like the basement's such an awesome venue. I am hoping for a lot of things that I can't say on air that we can really make this one. There's definitely some rumors on people that we might get on that bill that I am really, really stoked for. So that one, I'll send you the link to that so you can have your friends come out for a really fun and sparkly evening.
A sparkly evening. Yes,
That's right.
Absolutely. So you got another song for us?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're here. We want people to hear the music, right?
That's it.
That was good. That was perfect. Awesome.
Very good.
It's just spectacular, everybody.
I call that 3-note.
I guess yeah. So
We're gonna set these up again for you.
Get your keyboard. I'll play another one of mine, Blackout. I think I definitely played at the studio when you were hosting that one night. I believe I borrowed your guitar.
Look at me and use your claws, my skin in between your jaws. Every day's and days it drops, it's like I torture. So keep in touch and out of mind to diligence. Well, forget we touch and I'll never say those words again. 'Cause I've seen things that I wish I'd never seen. And I've seen through your lies to the death of me. Well, I can't remember shit. I'm black, I'm blind like every night. If I can't help losing it, I can't stand waiting on the sideline. I was out there in the street, burning things and ruining sheets. I still couldn't make you leave. It's like you like the torture. Look at me and use your claws, my skin in between your jaws. And for days and days it rounds, it's like I like the torture. So keep in touch and out of mind, no diligence. Well, what can we touch? And I'll never say those words again. 'Cause I've seen things that I wish I'd never seen. And I've seen through your lies to the death of me. Well, I can't remember shit. I'm black, I'm blind like every night. Love, I can't help losing it. I can't stand waiting on the sidelines. Tony, we love you.
Whoa, there's
Man.
groupies here.
Nice job.
Yeah, there is.
Thank you.
Well, they brought their own.
They did, yeah.
That's a pretty smart thing.
That's
Bring your
very
own
smart
group.
thing, yeah.
You have to get an entourage. You know, if you're going to be a rock star, you have to play the part. You know?
You know,
Yeah, entourage.
you know. I think that's the name of the next album, Entourage of One,
Nice. Nice.
or the next song, Entourage
Yeah.
of One.
Do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You know, I think the first time I heard you guys as a band, I thought you had something going on, and in listening to you guys most recently, and especially today, you know, I hope it happens for you, because how can it not? I think you guys are coming along at the right time. The style of music, the style of things that you're writing, I don't know if it's by design. I don't know if it's just what comes out of you when you write, but right now that music is hot. I mean, that's the thing right now. It's, and I don't know how to say this without it sounding almost like an insult, because the hot thing right now is let's take 3 chords.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's take 4 chords and make them as funky as we can make them.
Yeah.
Right. And throw some words over the top of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like the Tom Petty philosophy for writing a song.
Sure.
If it's got more than 3 or 4 chords, it's too complicated. You don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, I
Right.
got a whole slew of songs that have 40 chords in them, and I don't enjoy playing them. So
Because you got to think too much.
Yeah, like I like
And
this.
believe me, when you get older
Yeah.
and you have to remember words and chords, you're like, no, screw that. Put this back over there on the notebook.
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
give me
I'm
the
already
3
there.
chord
Where you
thing.
put your guitar.
Good, right.
Oh, I'm already there. Yeah, no, I like simple. I think I really like simple for writing, and that's kind of always been, you know, since I was, I wrote like an album when I was like 18. That's very confusing and complicated for no reason. And then after that, I was like, you know what, man, 3 or 4 chords is fine.
I think everybody goes through.
Yeah.
that. So I was hosting the jam on Sunday, which I do every Sunday.
Yes, sir.
So you guys are always welcome on Sunday if you're in town or whatever. Please come out. But I met somebody for the first time, and I said to this person, I'm going to hide the identity of this person. And I said, so what are you going to do? And this person says, well, I feel that people don't really recognize the artist inside of them. And sometimes what it needs is they need to look out into the crowd and see that the artist is being reflected into the eyes. And I was like, okay, yeah. What I meant was, what song are you going to play?
What are you going to play?
I mean, I can tell you right now, nobody here is going to know how to play whatever that was going to end up being.
Whatever that means.
This is a jam, not a gig or a rehearsal. So pick 4 people and 3 chords and let's go.
Yeah, so Mustang Sally it is. Yeah.
I'm still looking for my.
No, that's on the same list as Tennessee whiskey.
Yes, it is.
And
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah.
Wagon wheel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still looking for my guitar.
You left it on the lawn. Get it off your lawn. Oh, man. Well, this has been a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun. Thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming up all the way from Nashville, where I've never been.
Yeah.
We'll see you.
Do you guys have a website or anything like that? Or are you just working through different social medias or what's that?
Yeah, so everything, if you type in the Vultures music, it'll come up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and then our stuff on like Spotify, Apple Music. It's the Vultures with an exclamation point.
With an exclamation point.
That's right. Yeah, we're serious.
That's what changes us from like the other 10 bands that have the, the Vultures.
We come up first now, so I don't know if we actually needed the exclamation point, but at first it seemed like we did.
Yeah.
So now we come up at, if anyone searches for it.
It just comes up.
Yeah.
And Arreis, how about you?
Yes.
How can people get a hold of you?
Oh, yes. Well, my number is
867-5309.
309. You're welcome, world. No, I am also primarily, I'm a youngin, so I do all the social medias. I am Arreis, that is Arreis, rising like the sun, like a star, or if you are a white female under the age of 30, like the horoscope. And anyways, but I am Arreis Rising, and that is Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok is usually, I think, what I do the most of. But yeah, if you Google that and just Arreis on Spotify, I just released an album called Vices. It's a dark pop 9-song saga, and that's very exciting.
All right. So if you're lucky and you go out to see a show, you might get a twofer. You might see Arreis along with the Vultures.
Oh, I would. There's no place I would rather be. Actually, these boys are absolutely fabulous. Not only are they fine musicians, but they are just great friends and excellent people. And that's important in the music industry too.
Yep. Wow. She likes you guys better than the beach. Yeah.
I think so. Take that. No, thank you.
That's great.
Maybe my guitar. Maybe I left my guitar on the beach.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to go and look.
Let's go find it.
Let's go look. Thanks for coming out, guys. I got to run out to the beach.
Yeah. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All righty.
Well, that was the Vultures.
They are one of my favorite local original bands.
They sound great.
They are fantastic. I'm so glad I met everybody in that band. They're just an amazingly talented group of young folks that are really practicing and really honing their craft extremely well. I'm so glad they came in here, and I'm so glad they brought Arreis with them as well.
Yeah, definitely. She seems to really know her stuff, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of strange. Almost everywhere you see the Vultures, or at least one or two of the members, because they all do their own thing. Mm-hmm. Their drummer also sings and plays guitar, and Tony performs solo gigs with his keyboard, which is again something you don't see very often. No. It's people they bring their guitars around for solo acts and the whole bit. And Arreis does the same thing, and you always see the two of them together. They're fantastic. They really are.
Yeah, it was great to have them. I really enjoyed that. And you don't think one of them took my guitar, do you?
They could have.
No, well, yeah. I'm just going to keep looking until I find it.
Yeah. I think did they come in with jackets? I didn't notice.
I didn't notice. I'm just going to keep looking. It's somewhere around here. It's brown. Okay. It's brown.
It's brown. You have a brown guitar?
Yeah, okay. Three brown guitars.
Three brown guitars?
3 brown guitars.
Wow.
So, and one of them's missing.
Okay.
I'm going to keep looking. So, I got to get to looking. So thanks for listening as always every week. We'll see you next Tuesday for another exciting episode of the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
The Rock and Roll Chicago podcast is edited by Paul Martin. Theme song courtesy of M&R Rush. The Rock and Roll Chicago podcast does not own the rights to any of the music heard on the show. The music is used to promote the guests that are featured.
Rock and Roll Chicago.